Welcome to Learning Chinese Provinces, Part 2. Learn 11 more provinces. Part 1 of this three-part series introduced a handful of Chinese words for compass points, geographical features, etc.
北、东、南、西、山、河、湖、海。
Most of the 12 provinces or administrative areas included in that video were north-south or east-west pairs, linked to a geographic feature.
山东、山西、河北、河南、湖北、湖南、广东、广西。
Others were not paired, but used similar descriptive words.
陕西、北京、上海、海南。
Part 1 was super easy. Let's get started and learn 11 more provinces. These are a bit more challenging, but understanding the meaning of their names will help a lot. In Part 2, we will start with 7 new place names associated with rivers. Rivers have played an important role in the development of Chinese society. It should not be surprising that Chinese has more than one word that means river. In Part 1, we learned
河
a word for river associated with the Yellow River. Here are 2 more words for river.
川 江
This common word for river is incorporated into the names of 4 provinces. 3 of these are clustered together in eastern China near Shanghai. You have probably heard of the Yangtze River. It is the longest river in all of Asia and the 3rd longest in the world. The Chinese name of this river is
长江
It means long river. Note and remember the word
江
The mighty Yangtze River
长江
flows into the sea in the province to the northwest of
上海
Located in this province is the ancient city of
苏州
known for its beautiful gardens and canals. The name of the province combines the word for river
江
with the first part of the name,
苏州
so the province is called
江苏
The province to the south of
江苏
contains the mouth of the
钱塘
river. It was originally called the
浙
River. That historical name, combined with the word for river, give us
浙江
the name of this province. To the west of,
浙江
we find the 3rd of this group of 3 river provinces. The words for river plus west give us
江西
the name of the province. Another province containing this word for river is in the far northeast corner of China, next to the border with Russia. That border is defined by an important river known to the Russians as the Amur River. Chinese observers noted that the water looked very black, and the river seemed to curve back and forth like a serpent. So they named it
黑龙江
which means Black Dragon River. You can imagine this black dragon protecting China from Russia. A cultural note. In China, there is a color associated with each of the 4 cardinal directions as well as the center. Black represents north, so it is also very appropriate that the dragon watching over the northern border is black. The northern province, shown in yellow, is named for the adjacent river, so it is also
黑龙江
Let's pause in our discussion of provinces named for rivers. The huge autonomous region at the northwest of China is called
新疆
Jiang. One might imagine that this province is also named for a river, but this is not correct. In English, we have numerous examples of different words that sound alike. Consider to, and two. Chinese also has words that sound alike. But as you can see in their written form, the jiang in
新疆
is not the same as the word for river. In this case, the word means border or frontier.
新疆
Means new frontier. If you are familiar with American history and folklore, the term frontier referred to the westernmost reach of the country at a given time. In the case of
新疆
this new frontier is the westernmost part of China. And what a frontier it is!
新疆
Borders India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, and Mongolia. 8 countries! Let's turn our attention to
四川
You may sometimes see an older version of the spelling of this province name. If you like to go to Chinese restaurants, you may have heard of
四川
Food from this part of China is characterized by hot, spicy flavors. The province is also home to the greatest concentration of pandas in the world. This striking animal has become a symbol of China. The province name has been traced back 1,000 years. Historians say that it is based on the description
川峡四路
meaning 4 districts of plains and river gorges. This was shortened to
四川
Over time, the province name was informally reinterpreted. The revised meaning will help us remember the province.
四川
Is a combination of the word for the number 4 and this word for river. See how the written character resembles the flow of water. The names of the rivers aren't important, but look at how their flow from north to south resembles the vertical lines of the written character
川
四川
4 rivers. The name seems to really match the terrain of the province. Looking once again toward northeastern China, in an area sometimes known in the west as Manchuria, we see the province marked in purple. The Liao River flows south through the middle of this province and gives the province its name.
辽宁
This is the combination of the name of the river plus a word meaning peaceful.
辽宁
The peaceful Liao. In part 1, we showed the location of
北京
the capital of the People's Republic of China. To the east of
北京
between it and the sea is another municipal area that is not part of any province. This is called
天津
Around the year 1400, a prince named
朱棣
crossed a river here as part of his successful quest to overthrow the current emperor.
朱棣
Became a very famous emperor, and this river crossing was known by the phrase
天子津渡
This means the Son of Heaven's crossing. The term Son of Heaven is a common way the Chinese refer to an emperor. The phrase is inscribed on a huge stone that historians later placed at the spot.
天子津渡
Was shortened to,
天津
which became the name of this municipality. The first part of the name
天
means heaven, referring to the emperor. The second part
津
refers to a river crossing. Depending on its context, the word can refer to a ferry dock, a port, or to a shallow part of a river where you can cross without a bridge.
天津
The Emperor's Crossing
天津
is the last of the administrative areas whose names refer to rivers. So we once again turn our gaze to the west, where we find the province of
青海青海
takes its name from a huge lake in the northeast of the province.
青海
Is the largest lake in China. Do you remember the word
海
from part 1? It means sea. We saw it in the names of
上海
and
海南青海
is huge and composed of salt water. Water that flows into it does not flow out. Is it any wonder that it uses the word for sea?
青海
Means blue-green sea. Let's pause for some interesting information about Chinese words. To the uninitiated, written Chinese seems pretty confusing. But often there is logic behind the seemingly random marks that make up characters. Let's look at some of the words we learned as we studied the names of provinces. These are words meaning river, lake, sea, and river crossing. Notice that all these words relate to bodies of water. Look at the characters again. Each has a grouping of 3 small dots on the left side. The 3 dots together are called the water radical. Many Chinese words related to water include the water radical in their written form. Many Chinese characters include both a radical that relates to its meaning and one that relates to its pronunciation. Intriguing, don't you think? Keep your eye out for the water radical when you see written Chinese. Okay, back to business. To the southwest of
四川
province is a series of mountain ranges, sometimes called the Cloudy Peaks. And to the south of these cloudy peaks, we have
云南
province. Perhaps you can guess what its name means. It is a combination of the word for cloud and the word for south. South of the cloudy peaks.
云南
Let us again focus on the area of the provinces near Shanghai. Look at the province colored orange that borders all 3 of the clustered
江
provinces. Notice that the Yangtze River runs through this province on its way to
江苏
Note 2 important cities,
安庆
to the north of the Yangtze and
徽州
to the south. These cities give the province its name. Using the first character from each city name
安
and
徽
we get
安徽
province. Part 2 has added 11 provinces and administrative areas. As a review, let's test ourselves. What province is the site of the mouth of the Yangtze River and includes the ancient city of
苏州江苏
What province includes the mouth of the
浙
river?
浙江
Of the cluster of river-named provinces, which is the one most to the west?
江西
What province is separated from Russia by the Black Dragon River?
黑龙江
What huge autonomous region is called the New Frontier? Hint: the word for frontier sounds just like a word for river.
新疆
What province has a name that can be translated as Four Rivers and is famous for pandas and spicy food?
Sichuan.
What province is named for the
辽
river?
Liao Ning.
What municipal region is called the Emperor's Crossing?
Tianjin.
What province is named for the huge blue-green saltwater lake within its boundaries?
Qinghai.
What province is south of the Cloudy Peaks?
Yunnan.
What province contains the important cities of
Anqing
and
徽州
Anhui.
how many could you remember? Watching this video a few times will help solidify your understanding. A bit of trivia. Put away your pencil and notebook. What follows is interesting, but not critical to learning province names. In this video, we learned about
Anhui.
whose name is derived from the first part of the names of two cities within the province.
Anhui.
Equals
安庆
plus.
徽州
This is a pattern that is repeated with the names of several Chinese provinces. In Part 3, you will learn about a couple more. In fact, earlier in this video, we encountered another province that uses this pattern. The details were not mentioned at the time because it was not important to the understanding of the province name. That province was
Jiangsu.
We learned that its name is the combination of
Jiang.
a word for river plus
Su.
the first part of the name of the city.
Suzhou.
Historically, the character
Jiang.
was incorporated into the province name indirectly. It came from an important city called
江宁
which straddled the
长江
river. Over the years, the city's name changed. Today we call the city,
Nanjing.
although historically the name
Jiangsu.
was derived from
江宁
plus,
Suzhou.
it is simpler to just remember that
Jiang.
means river. We have reached the end of Part 2 of Learning Chinese Provinces. Along the way, you have been exposed to some interesting aspects of the Chinese language, as well as a little bit of Chinese history. Continue on to Part 3 to learn the remaining provinces and administrative areas.